My guest, former attorney Daniel Dychek. Welcome to the show, Daniel.
Nice to be on your show. I'm very grateful that you're having me as a guest.
I don't normally allow attorneys to come on my show unless I'm going to grill them like Joyce Dudley, the prosecutor for Santa Barbara County, who dearly needs to be grilled, but that's not today's show. Let me go back. You grew up where, in Los Angeles?
I grew up in Canada. My parents were in the drive-in theater business in Canada. Then I moved to Texas, where my parents were then in the theater business with a gentleman who ended up starting the Cinemark theater chain, which I'm sure everybody's aware of because it's the fifth largest theater chain or so in the United States and around the world. And then I decided to come to California many years ago, over 30 years ago, and write the California bar. I passed the bar.
30 years ago.
Over 30 years ago. And I got hired by Melvin Belli, the famous lawyer in San Francisco, for a short period. Then I came to Los Angeles, worked for a law firm there for two lawyers in Torrance, and then I went to a law firm near the airport, and I got a lot of experience, trial experience, and I practiced with distinction for years in different areas of the law, a lot of litigation, commercial litigation, real estate, divorce, the odd criminal case. Got a lot of experience. I had a good reputation as an attorney, and I loved helping people. And I didn't go into the law because I wanted to make money like most lawyers. I went into the law, obviously anybody needs to make a living, but I went into the law mainly because I really did love the law, and I loved studying the law, and I wanted to make a difference and help people, which is not what a lot of attorneys do. A lot of attorneys are just fixated on making money. So I really enjoyed practicing law. And then, of course, you know the story. I got targeted by the state bar because I happened to sue important people, such as a former state bar president, similar to Richard Fine suing important people. And
Let me interrupt. You said you took the state bar. You came to California and took the bar exam. What law school did you attend before doing that?
I went to two law schools, a prominent law school on the East Coast called Laval University, which is the oldest law school in Canada, which is second oldest law school after Harvard, very well-renowned law school where several prime ministers in Canada have gone, for example, Jean Chrétien, Brian Mulroney. Then I went to the Southern Methodist University in Dallas, which is one of the two best law schools in Texas, and I got a master's degree. So I have a bachelor's of law and a master's. So I'm not, and I went to 5 universities in total. So my academic background is not, from a little flunky law school. I'm from two very reputable law schools.
You didn't go to one of these unaccredited law schools. LaSalle is the equivalent to Harvard in Canada, right?
The Laval University, they call it in French University Laval, is founded by the Jesuits around the same time that Harvard Law School came in existence. Second oldest law school in North America. I believe it's that. Well, it was founded by the Jesuits. Well, when I went, it was back. I graduated from high school in '76, and I got into law school at 19. I got in before I finished my bachelor's degree. I had very good grades. I did 3 years there, and then I got accepted into the Master of Comparative Law program at Southern Methodist, which is considered a very prestigious program with students all around the world. And then I was living in Texas, and unfortunately my dad passed away, and I decided that I wanted to come out here. I passed the bar here. Like I said, got hired initially by Melvin Belli, the famous lawyer. Then I went from San Francisco to LA, got hired by two good lawyers in Torrance area, worked for them for a while, and then I worked for a law firm with a diverse practice, a very well-known law firm, and did a lot of trial work and got a lot of experiences, enjoying my life, of course, and helping a lot of people, and had a lot of satisfied clients. Did thousands of cases to help people.
Did Melvin Belli never tell you, have a plan B if you attack the system?
Well, Melvin Belli, who's one of the greatest attorneys of all time, was actually himself targeted by the state bar, and they tried to disbar him about 2 or 3 times. And he actually was written up in a major decision of the California Supreme Court where he did a Scotch ad.
What?
Years ago
I never heard of this.
In the early 60s, it's a case called Belli versus State Bar. It's in the California Supreme Court. And he did a Scotch ad, and he was already a very famous lawyer. He was the father of demonstrative evidence, had all those big tort recoveries for people. A lot of famous clients like Errol Flynn, his good friend. And Belli he was winning so many big victories in front of juries, standing up for regular people and not big insurance companies. He used to refer to the insurance company, the Holy Grail insurance company. He was like Robin Hood. And
I knew
Belli.
there was a reason I liked
No, but
Belli.
Melvin Belli loved me. He met me and he was very nice to me. But very nice man. I met him at his building in San Francisco on the famous building he had, where he used to hoist the Jolly Roger flag. But Belli got targeted by the bar in this case that I read about in his memoirs, where he did a Scotch ad, and he said, at my house, at my bar, we drink this kind of Scotch. Well, they went after him before the case of Bates versus Arizona, which allowed advertising. They claimed he was advertising. And they initially got a 1-year suspension from him, and he went all the way to the California Supreme Court, and the California Supreme Court gave him a 1-month suspension as what he said as a sop to the establishment. Shouldn't have gotten anything.